get a bag, get up, 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 get a bag. Since that hustle ain't no handout, I took the bag route. Funny how they laughed then, cause they can't laugh now. Ain't no time for being broke, I gotta hit my quote. Chase the bag, can't chase the hoe, I gotta get this dope.
Honeykomb in the building, Fredericksburg, Virginia in the building. Want to shout out Marlo Badass with that bag route. We gonna drop the link below. We also go on community tab. You already know what time it is. Get your homeboy right. Get your mind right. You already know what it is with me. Now walk off. And you already know how I'm getting it in. We want to talk about it, and we gonna talk about it. Honeykomb Brazy and then stripping down. We want to know, you know what I mean, is he putting himself in a awkward situation, you know what I'm saying, by the, admitting so much. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get into it, nigga, for real, because we understand the information that just got released about what happened, you know what I mean, behind the wall to, you know what I mean, one of his ops, you know what I'm saying? Meaning we don't know which one it is, you understand what I'm talking about? Because he got a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? The two niggas I'm talking about maybe not be, you know what I mean, the ones that, is actually the ones being, you know what I mean, got back there, you understand what I'm talking about? So what we gonna get into is the fact that, he been talking about a lot of things in the interviews that's been alluding to a lot of things that's transpiring now. And, you know what I'm saying, he actually, taking himself, you know what I mean, through one. You know what I mean? As far as like he putting too much information out there, nigga. And as far as Sean Cotton go inside these interviews, titling it a certain way, you know what I mean, it automatically builds up things that can be used against him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, we don't know if he on any stipulations or anything, but you know what I mean, you talking about things that went on back there, you know what I'm saying, it still could be used against you. Now, here's the thing. He talking about, his grandparents' situation, Project Juice Head, baby. You understand what I'm talking about? YSD Cap, and you know what I'm saying, the nephews of, you know what I mean, what he called the Big Rat, you see what I'm saying? And the thing is, man, you know what I mean, he went off on his father and say, you know what I mean, he didn't get no get back, you know what I mean? Now, fast forward now, is stuff coming out by Zox being got back there, you know what I mean? And he admitting to, you know what I mean, all these other situations he been in back there, and this is what could be used against him, nigga. You know what I mean? This could fall back on you. He talking too much, nigga. He doing too much is basically what I'm saying. Y'all don't have to believe me, but anybody with sense can see, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Then he put out this right after.
Nigga, Ben P, I just laid down for real, but on some real shit. Man, I always hit. Last time, bitch the bitch, man, I swore that whole duck.
Now, one may ask, what did he mean when he said that? You understand what I'm saying? Because he says this up on his story right after this comes out about his op behind the wall. You see what I'm saying? So now you indirectly, you know what I mean, admitting allegedly, you know what I mean, to something else. So it's like, bro, stop talking about knives and all of this stuff like that, bro. Let's leave that alone, bro. Know what I mean? Leave the shanks alone, man, because it's like, bro, at this point, man, you know what I mean? Your ops or whatever the case may be, you say you know who they is, and you know what I mean? You mad at your father because he ain't get no get back. He back there, you know what I mean, with him, you know what I'm saying? And, Rollo Rodriguez and, you know what I'm saying, no cap and stuff like that, you know what I mean, used to bid them up a little bit, and, people never understood when you said it ain't them, it's the people around them, you know what I'm saying? And you about to see in these pictures, and you about to see in everything else what he meant by when he said that, nigga, you know what I'm saying? I've been doing Honeykomb Brazy videos letting y'all niggas know the whole spiel about what's going on, so y'all go to my Alabama, you know what I mean, playlist section, you know what I'm saying? I got playlists on different cities and, you know what I mean, states, man. So y'all niggas need to check that out, man, rather different states. So it's like, I break everything down. Project Juice Head, baby, is with 4PF, man. You know what I'm saying? And they also was real cool back in the day. This is what you got to understand. You know what I mean? Him and Honeykomb Brazy was cool as hell. This is what he not telling y'all. You know what I'm saying? This some real Mobile type stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? That's going on. But, you know what I mean? However that go, you know what I'm saying? It's how it go. You know what I mean? His allegiance and his loyalty was to YSD Cap, which is the, blood nephew of, you know what I mean, this guy, you know what I mean, that got caught up and that dropped the bag on Brazy, you know what I mean? Now, when I explained that the dude that, dropped the bag on Brazy, is the same dude that, nephew he talking about, which he says inside the interview on Say Cheese when, he had his self-defense situation or whatever from the dude kicking in the door. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand this, the dude that kicked in the door that Brazy, deleted is, the son of the brother of the big rat that he talking about. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And this dude ain't no game, but see, Project Juicehead baby was, going in and stuff like that. And Honeykomb Brazy have made plenty of posters about it, indirectly speaking on 4PF that I'ma let y'all see, you know what I'm saying? Well, he ain't got no problem with Lil Baby or nobody in 4PF, but he's basically saying the same thing as the niggas around. YSD Cap, you know what I'm saying, been the dude that's been, causing a lot of things around Mobile. That's just like when I told y'all about, YSD Cap on OMB Peasy getting into it and him allegedly, being, having something to do, of, the OMB Peasy, back and forth thing, where he end up getting hit, and we gonna leave it like that. But, YSD Cap been, in the streets for a minute doing his thing and one of Brazy's biggest ops. So which one of these niggas is, they talking about when they saying that, this happened, So that's the thing, man. But he got too many. It could be either these two niggas, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't know if he talking about Project Juicehead baby being locked up around his father, YSD Cap. But either or, you know what I'm saying, it's leading back to, his father, because it's like, allegedly, if you in the interviews talking about you don't deal with him no more because he didn't get no get back, and you telling the world this, and then this end up happening to one of these niggas, then they're gonna look at your father because, nigga, you said that you don't deal with him, and he probably like, this can't be, so I gotta do something to fix me and my son relationship, you know what I mean? He done did freestyles behind the wall saying he wanna be like me, and he just like his dad and stuff like that. I gotta be a stand-up father, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be going all the way. Maybe he had a point in that interview, you know what I mean? I don't wanna lose my son relationship. So it's either they gonna look at him as being the person who did it, or him behind there, being the person descended. And he talking about him knowing about certain cellmates and stuff like that that was gonna be deleted, before it happened and stuff like that. And you sitting in the interview saying this, and them people behind there, got a real problem with you as far as the COs and all that. They're gonna reinvestigate all this, and maybe they could bring it up. We don't know, what I'm saying? But this the whole reason of this video, because YSD Cap, man, been doing things for a long time, in the scene of Mobile, you know what I'm saying? When we talk about Johnny B and we talk about all these type niggas, man, we talking about relatives of, this guy that put the, bag up on Honeykomb Brazy, man. So, when he talk about Rollo Rodriguez and he talk about, PF, you know what I'm saying? 4PF, I meant, then, you know what I mean? You got to understand this, man. That's how, he felt, you know what I'm saying? So this what he said, and this what's really going on. So we can't look at this no other way. We don't know if it's him. We don't know if it's YSD Cap, but we got to put two and two together sometimes, because if we don't do it, nigga, we giving you a chance to change it, because, things, we hearing it just like you bringing it out. So don't say that, this and that is wrong and this and that is right. No, nigga, y'all talking too much and y'all putting too much out there, and y'all alluding to knowing too much. That's, could be, that's a charge in itself, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, knowing too much is a charge, and that's what I'm trying to say, It puts you, there at the scene and can be linked to it, you see what I'm saying? Having knowingly knowledge, you know what I mean? So y'all got to think about all that, bro, They saying, Honeykomb Brazy, never went back to Happy Hill, he can't go back and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And, this and that. It's a lot of people that tried to backdoor Honeykomb Brazy, bro, and right now he can't trust nobody, bro. But let him tell his story, bro. But this just, a thought.